You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube, serving nations worldwide. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube worldwide. Where is Rashid all the time? You're watching Rashid's RVT. Up next on RVT, Rashid's Video Tube, it's the Rashid and Jan Show. Following that is Rashid Cyber Tube. Having a keen eye for Rashid entertainment isn't hard to do, especially when you're here on RVT, where is Rashid all the time. Hello everybody, this is Rashid. And I want to personally thank you so much for so many YouTube subscribers. And together with the millions of views on my Google page, I think it's safe to say we're well on our way, huh guys? Thanks for making RVT so successful. So I tell you what, you keep doing what you do, and we'll do the same round here. Deal? Deal. So relax. This is RVT, Rashid's Video Tube. Where's Rashid all the time? Oh, what an atmosphere. This RVT Rashid's Video 2 broadcasting is brought to you partly by the Rashid and Jan Show and by delicious, refreshing strawberry milk. Drink an explosion of strawberry flavor in every drop. So like Rashid and Jan say, drink up. You're watching RVT, an international broadcasting station. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube Worldwide. Where is Rashid? All the time. You're watching Rashid's RVT. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Video 2. Oh, what an atmosphere. Oh, I feel so terrible. What's the matter, guy? Oh, you wouldn't understand. Oh, come on, it can't be all that bad. Okay, if I must, Rashid, I'll tell it to you. I have no sweets this year. You have no sweets? Well, that's not good. No, it's not good at all. I want something sugary. I want something delicious. Here's the idea. Try some chocolate bites. Chocolate bites? Yup, chocolate bites. Tiny chocolate bits wrapped up. After dinner or evening leisure. They're great. Chocolate bites. Hey, guy. Yeah? Are you feeling any better? Long as I get my chocolate bites. I know. So, guys, when you're out, pick some up. It's great. Get ready and save on Rashid's RVT Supermarket and half price and savings, where you can save up to 40 to 50% off with coupon. And don't forget to check your circulars for money grabbing savings. Whole chicken tender poultry just $9.99 or less. Or tender lamb and steak chops now $7.99 or less at some dealers. Fresh cut watermelon, orange juice, $6.99. Fresh vegetables, so you don't ever have to wonder what's for dinner. Whether it's hot pizza or fruit, specially cut poultry, pork, beef, or chops. Fresh milk, all available for a reasonable price. Chuck shoulder roast, $3.69 a pound. Chunky soup, 2 for $3. Freshness right at your fingertips. And you can now shop online and have your groceries delivered to your door. Dice cut from the grocers to your freezer to the dinner table. Buy one, get one free fresh plucked strawberries or $2.99 a pound rump roast, crispy bacon, and a Rashid R-Man advertiser for boneless beef chuck roast, $2.49. Dazzle your taste buds as you rack up on savings. And don't forget about the RVT reminder of ordering online. Supermarket savings and more are what you're going to get. So get shopping. Look on your social devices. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Rashid's Mansion's mouse. And I want to help you guys get a good night's rest. Take a look. My back. Oh. Oh. Why should you guys suffer with stiff back, aching joints, and so on from a worn out mattress? There are hundreds of affordable mattress dealers in your area, and all is needed is you. Reliable mattresses that fit your comfort level. Spring design style, chic and firm. Thank you, Rashid Mattress Moles. Anytime. An RVT ad is worth two in a home. And speaking of ads, don't forget about this one. And size your bedding up for comfort. A new mattress and a good night's rest awaits you. Just go to www.mattress.com. That's www.mattress.com. Anyway! No woman expects makeup to turn back the clock. But she does expect to look terrific now. That's what replenishing makeup's about. It's got special replenishers in it. Not only to improve the look, but you can feel it on your skin. Replenishing makeup ad brought to you by RVT, Rashid's Video Tube, for the Rashid woman in you. Isabella, Rashid's startling adventurous computer novel created and written by Rashid. A Rashid Greek mythology story narrated by Rashid himself. Now streaming on RVT, Rashid's Video Tube. Come follow along today. Hey guys, let me tell you about this great music floating around RVT Rashid's Video Tube, Rashid's Karaoke. Oh, you can't beat these sounds. Yesteryear's sounds, rockin' sounds that we rock to. Here's a few coming right at you. Just check it out. All found on RMJC, Rashid's Music Jukebox Center. Rashid's Karaoke, singing some of the greatest past hits of yesteryear. Here's more.
I'm a traveling man, made a lot of stops. Here he comes, let's get these clowns. Lollipop, lollipop, boy, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, boy, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, boy, lolly, lolly, lolly,
a fool for you because you're mine. I walk the line.
Must be missing an angel. Missing one angel child. So here with me right now. Listen to the rhythm of the falling rain. I love the nightlife. I've got to forget on the disco.
Yo, who said disco is dead? Studio 54 favorites. Bark, bark, bark! You know it. So come freak out because the freak is back. Growl! Now streaming. Hit the Rashid's videos. Oh, the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. It's where you can shine brilliantly under the lens or sky, especially if you're Elizabeth Hurley. Wait, did you say Elizabeth Hurley? That's right, the Hollywood A-lister has her own swimwear. And if you didn't know about it, where have you been? And with such beauty, why wouldn't she? Elizabeth Beachwear insists that you spice up your vacation wardrobe with up to 80% off. That's right, 80%. So how can you go wrong with Elizabeth Hurley? That's found on RVT. Fabulous, gorgeous Elizabeth. Take a look. Antoinette hoodie, 50% off. Cheetah Dream Bikini, 50% off. Lilac One Piece, 80% off. Mini Alec Crofton, 50% off. Wow. Here's more. Bondi Bikini, 80% off. Capri Top, 60% off. Kara Dress, 80% off. Shanine Pants, 80% off. And don't forget about the Kids Pink and Cheetah for girls up to 13 years. Fast drying swimwear can be paired with breathable calfskins to keep kids cool and dry. And thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. So, straight from Hollywood Hills, the unconquerable Elizabeth Hurley Beachwear is here. Just head on over to www.elizabethhurley.com. That's www.elizabethhurley.com. Put it on this, spread it on that. A little on this and a whole lot of that. Everything's better with butter. Whip it on this, a little on that. Smear it on this and square it on that. Everything's better with butter. Now you can square it up with butter or margarine. Electrify your taste buds with the rich and satisfying taste of butter. Whip it on this, graze it on that. Square it on rice, now that's where is that? Everything's better with butter. Now get to the grocers and square it up. Also in spread style to go easy on bread. What's cooking? Hot dog. Just an hot dog. Delicious wiener on a bun. Delicious then, delicious now. A hot dog is high in potassium and rich in vitamin B, 13%, and they taste great. Did you know a hot dog is a sausage? In definition, a hot dog is a fully cooked sausage grilled and served in a bun as a sandwich. Plump and juicy, how can you resist? Not that expensive and promising. Think back to childhood with hot dogs and baked beans and how the smell got you aroused with mouth water. An American ball game eatery tradition. It's no wonder why the all-American hot dog is still one of the #1 best pastime snacks. Whether pork, beef, or chicken is guaranteed to satisfy. So go out and have a wiener. Look for money-saving coupons and papers and news ads. Hey, having spaghetti tonight? a whole lot of vegetables. Sauce just the way you like it. It's the thickest, heartiest sauce ever, made with a whole lot of plump, juicy tomatoes, special seasonings and spices, with that zesty, full-bodied tomato taste. Now you're eating spaghetti. So serve up some Italiano at its best, now at your local market, or go online at www.italiancooking.org. That's www.italiancooking.org. Go ahead, Roger.
Huh?
Go ahead, Roger. Go ahead.
Yo, I did my these video too.
Way to go.
And show offs.
You're watching RVT, an international broadcasting station. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube, serving nations worldwide.
Quick, guys, run for the hills! Ah! Everybody run! Everybody run! Ah! Look out! RVT. There's no need to fear. Here on RVT, Rashid's Video Tube. It is so good to be out those projects. Andy, what are you doing? You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. What did I do, Rashid?
Your adventure starts here. Luggage from top names over 65% off. Just surf over to www.luggage.com. That's www.luggage.com. And now, enjoy the show. Welcome everyone to Rashid's Time Clock on RVT. Now, without further ado, here is your host for Time Clock, RVT's own broadcaster, Rashid. And welcome one and all, welcome everybody to the first episode of Time Clock. And I am Rashid, your host, as the announcer said. And this episode of Time Clock is going to be a very interesting one, because what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about something that means so much to me. Now, I've tapped this before on RVT, but this time I want to go a little bit more. I want to do a little bit more because I find it very appealing. We find it very, very appealing around here to us to talk about. And I'm glad you guys could join this brand new show that I'm trying out on RBT Rashid's Video Tube. And I'm glad you guys are here. Like I just said, sit back, relax. And we're going to talk about this. Where's my notes at, for goodness sake? Okay, here's my notes right here. Now, I love to party. Okay, I'm guilty of it. And when I was coming up, I found great appreciation in going someplace knowing that I could dance freely and not worry about being subconscious about who's looking at me. And I didn't know particularly that nightclubs were like that. And I found my greatest joy going to them and relaxing. Every weekend I would hit the nightclubs, the nightclub scene every weekend. Excuse me. And I really got pleasure in doing it. Now, here's the thing about that. While I was doing it, I couldn't think of anything existing outside of the nightclubs that exist today. Back in my day. That was the early 90s. Later on, that's when I found out about Studio 54. Now, I can't help but talk about this because partying is part of my life. I grew up around it, whether you know it or not. I grew up around having a nice time, particularly on a weekend. Either when I was younger, the whole family did things. But as I got older, I found it more appealing to host my own parties in my bedroom, which I did where I was coming from. But I really can't pinpoint why. I just can't get enough about talking about this nightclub. I mean, maybe it's the shrewdness, maybe it's the freedom they had. However you may look at it, man. However you may put it, or, what have you. We around here would have loved to participate in this. I mean, can you blame us? I mean, this is the most outrageous nightclub ever to be formed, and to be able to walk in there and to experience what these guys experienced would have been everything to me, because there's nothing like having a nice time and doing debauchery, whatever you call that, things. I'm dead serious, guys. That's what I'm about. That's what I do. And this nightclub is just so appealing to me, and it's a shame that it went down the way it did. It's some funny, it's a hell of a funny way of how it ended and all. But in those days, back in these days, right here, 70s, because it opened up, I believe, in 77 to 1980. I think it opened in 77 to 1980. And in those days, protest and culture worked. I mean, culture and protest walked hand in hand back in them days, because there was a lot of segregation and so forth like that. And ironically, around that time where I was brought up, we actually had these disco sessions, man. In the housing development, we had disco sessions around there because disco was out. So we had a DJ on the block who brought out speakers and all. We danced, and it was just amazing to be a part of. And of course, and of course, Rashid gained the most attention with my John Travolta moves, but that's another story. You don't need to put. I'm dead serious, guys. Needless to say, I had no idea that at the same time that we was doing it, that there was a place called Studio 54, and it was an operation. It's freaking me out that I didn't know about that. That I didn't know that I mean, I knew it was discos out. I knew about discos because we had Disco Duck Rick D's on the television and all, and disco was the thing. And we was doing our thing around my neighborhood where I grew up at. But I didn't know a place called Studio 54 was out at the same time. And that part really gets to me. It gets under my skin, you know. Now, about the sexual revolution. I'm a very sexually active guy. And I'm not going to sit here and bawl and say otherwise. And say, and some older, middle-aged people, seniors, are afraid to admit that they're sexually active because it shines a certain light on them and make them look a certain way. But I'm not one of those people. I'm sorry. You got to go to hell somewhere else because I'm not one of those people. I am. And from what I understand, in America, all around the world, particularly, it was the sexual revolution that broke out back then. And it was free sex. I mean, like, they didn't worry about contracting a disease. They didn't worry about crack cocaine. They didn't worry about a lot of stuff we have today. You know, usually when you caught something, you just go to doctors, get a shot, and it was over with. Today, you contract something that could kill you. So it was different back then. So the sexual appetite was more freer. And I would have loved, and I'm not going to kid you, I would have loved to be part of that, man. Sex was the closest, the nearest bathroom, from what I understand, inside this club. I mean, you can actually go next door. And people was having sex all in the clubs, all over the place. Now, who wouldn't want to be there? And I ask you, who won't now? Because the debauchery, it's like, you know, it's taboo. It's one of those taboo clubs, but you have to understand. Everybody wanted to be there. Everybody wanted to be a part of it. A lot of celebrities went there. What celebrity? I mean, they turned down Cher because she couldn't get in for some reason, but they turned her down. I mean, the owners of it, Steve Rebell, Steve Rebell and Ian Striger. Please forgive me if I'm getting his name wrong. And Ian Striger, they was very strict on who could get into this club. They was actually standing outside and picking people who they want to come in. He didn't let some guy in because he didn't shave, for Christ's sake.
Everyone wanted to be there, but not everybody got in. It doesn't matter if you're not paid. Listen, just go home. All right, please, everybody back up.
So you see, it's like, it was very, very, some people say it was very prejudiced. He said, I don't want the club too black. I don't want the club too white. I don't want the club too yuppie. I don't want the club. He wanted it a certain way. They wanted it a certain way. And they would go out and orchestrate this kind of massive cattle call of who they want to come in the club and who they want and who didn't get in at all. People stood out there for hours. There was a story about a woman stood out there for such a long time, and she had to go to the hospital because she said I think it was Steve Rebell. Steve told her, take off your shirt, stand out here in the cold, and I'll let you in. This is the kind of shit he used to pull. And she did it, and she had wanted to go to the hospital because she got frostbite on her nipples. I swear to God, this is one of the stories I hear about the CL 54, but that's just showing you how crazy it was outside trying to get in, as well as the club itself. And it's just ironic that at the same time we were in the ghetto dancing to disco music, the same. That's just freaking me out. Now at the time I was 8 years old, I was 7 years old, 9 years old. Hey, I don't care. I really don't care. I had a brain at 8 years old and 9 years old, and I'm telling you, at that age, I would love to go in there and participate. Now, I'm not shitting you now. This is a real show here. This is a real deal. We talk about stuff here now. He stood on a soapbox and actually picked out who he wanted to come in this club and who didn't he want to come in this club. You know, and people that didn't get in, sometimes they start shooting. I mean, it got really crazy.
Not getting in made people angry and desperate. These guys we thrown out earlier were shooting us.
People were dying to get in.
A guy tried to crawl through the vent.
And he had died. The smell had gone through the ventilator system.
As the world tried to penetrate their infamous velvet rope, Steve and Ian became drunk with power.
Steve, sir.
And as we go on in discussion about Studio 54, I'm gonna go into detail of what brought them down. They was doing a lot of illegal things. They had bags of money, stuffing them in the ceiling. I believe the ceiling, bags of money.
All this money actually got stuffed into plastic garbage bags, which sometimes they would hide in the rafters.
So this is one of the reasons why the club fell apart. Now, I know on RVT I said that I was going to do a documentary about Studio 54. I decided to do it this way, to do peaceful, because I don't think I'm going to ever, we're not going to ever be finished with talking, exactly, about talking about Studio 54. That's bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit. There's no fucking way, because I can't believe that a nightclub like this exists. And I was for going to nightclubs, because I go out, dudes. I hit the night scene. I hit the nightclub when I was in my early 20s every fucking weekend. Every Friday and Saturday. Me and my best friend was in the nightclub. Every Friday and Saturday. That's how I met the girl I was with. The girl I was telling you about. And we wound up moving together. Living together. You know. And, they always say never take nobody serious you meet in a nightclub. I should have listened. I fucking should have listened. But, you know, your dick talk to you. When you meet these girls, your dick talk to you. And you don't hear a goddamn thing. And that was me. That was me, dude. And, but, nonetheless, I love nightclubs. You can actually create and make a nightclub in your house. All you need is blinking lights, good music, drinks, and some like artifacts, like different kind of light fixtures that shine things all over the place, and you can see it actually come to life in your basement or bedroom. I had mine in my bed. I got a blinking light for my bedroom. I got a red light for my bedroom, blue light for my bedroom, and I used to have these parties back in 1989. In Studio 54, Studio 54 was they been closed down. Yeah, they been closed down. What the fuck I'm talking about? They closed down in 1980 was around the last time. But when I was like 18 years old, I used to throw these parties every Friday in my bedroom. Now I wasn't part of the tough crowd that was out at that time in the 80s and all that shit. You know, the Adidas breakdance and rap music. I had my own special kind of people and shit that we just did shit. And these guys will want to come up and party with us. So I'm like, fuck it, you know, come in. So they took my door could come off the hinges. So we took the door off and we opened my whole the whole hallway upstairs was just like my bedroom. Because everybody couldn't fit in my bedroom. But I still, could you believe around that time, excuse me, I still didn't know about this Studio 54. See, I learned about this on social media. Thanks to social media, I learned about these Studio 54 things and shit. So, on this show right here, we're going to be focusing on stories that we just want to chew like this gum in my mouth right now. We just want to chew and just talk, really get into shit. And it's nothing really particular that we're going to be talking about, but I just want to just express certain opinions about some things. Okay, disco is not the only thing. Okay, now stay with me now. Stay with me. Now, what I want to do now is talk about the shows on RVT. Y'all, I know y'all just got finished seeing Mighty Rush. Okay. Up next is Aqua Rangers RYS. And we're excited about that. Yeah, we're very excited about that around here. And I'm really getting into the flavor because of that, of Underwater Life. Now, it excites me to bring this stuff in, to be able to create something that's dealing with underwater life. It's something about, like, I made that fish on RVT. Y'all saw that I made a fish out of paper in a pizza box. Y'all remember that? The fish amulet that hangs on the wall. Like the talking fish. You know the talking fishes that hang on the wall. You go over there and push the button. You say, hello there, and stuff, shit like that. I made one of them. Y'all know that. People who follow RVT, y'all know that. I'm very excited about underwater life. I always have that. Ever since I was younger. Always have fish tanks, aquariums. Y'all know I did aquarium commercial and all. Y'all see it on RVT also. And to be able to do a show about underwater is very fascinating to me also. I'm very ecstatic and very anxious. I'm full of anxiety because I'm actually going into something I love so much. And that's why I chose to talk about underwater adventures. The first underwater fright that I ever had has to be that movie with Nick Nolte in it. I'm sure Nick Nolte was in it. I'm sure he was. And it was called The Deep. The movie called The Deep. And my dad took us to see that in North Philadelphia, of course. That's where I was, from, North Philadelphia. And he took us to see that movie. It was this movie theater called The Avenue. Everybody went there. It was the number one movie theater to go for not only movies, but just to feel at home like you were around your buddies watching a movie. And the movie's called The Deep, and it was playing on prom night. And when I've watched that movie, much as I like underwater life as a child, it scared me. Because I never seen horror that's dealing with the ocean next to Jaws. I didn't think Jaws was scary at all. Maybe because it involved a shark. Yeah, sharks don't really scare us around here, sweetie. You know that. Sharks, we didn't find Jaws. We never saw Piranha really. But Jaws didn't scare me. It just didn't scare me. The Deep, that movie called The Deep, scared me as a child. Scared me because it had the voodoo in it with the chicken foot, and that chicken foot scene. I remember as a child we seeing that scared the big Christ out of me. And it was connected with the deep, like underwater activity, drugs underwater, whatever, little bottles, and you got to see the movie to understand, But it scared me as a child watching that. As an adult, you watch it, it's like, I don't know what rating you give that movie like that. I don't think it got the proper credit that I think it deserves in some ways. Meaning that the photography of it is very beautiful. How they have the underwater mergings and so forth like that. But it's a very, very thriller-manic movie to look at because it's like gangster mafia type thing, but it deals with the ocean, and Nick is in there. But it's very it's one of the first movies that really scared me. Dealing with the ocean life was The Deep. I don't remember any other right off the back that really scared me. I just have a fascination because the thought of it's another life other than this one, guys, and it's underwater. And man doesn't belong there. Man could be there, but of course he needs oxygen tanks and so forth like that to live and breathe underwater. Well, to breathe underwater anyway, not live shit. But he belongs on land. But it's still another world under the sea. It's another world. And that's fascinating enough. They say eat seafood, you live longer. Well, that's pretty expensive, and after about 3 days, you're going to be like a barracuda eating every fucking thing you get your hands on because it'll starve you to death. And anybody that knows seafood knows it because it's an appetite depressant, I think it is. Some seafood makes you hungry. And yeah, you're eating it to lose weight, and the seafood increase your appetite. Some of it increase your appetite. So after about 3 days of being on a seafood diet, 4 days, y'all know, y'all start eating like a fucking animal after 4 days. You say, fuck this seafood diet shit. Because you're just wasting all your money. It's all expensive anyway. But you try it anyway, little cans of seafood. I'm going to go on a seafood diet. And you try it. Next you know, you become a grizzly bear within 3 days. You know that. You become a grizzly bear within 3 days. Eating every fucking thing you get your hands on. But at least you tried. At least I tried. At least anybody tried who tried to go on these seafood diets, right? So, but still, eat seafood and live longer. And that's something nobody can ever take from you. And don't forget it. Okay? But whoever can do it, you know, you may be skinny as a skeleton, but at least you will live longer. And maybe you won't be that grizzly bear after 3 days. Who knows? Who knows, dude? I want to take this portion of the show to talk about, because Aqua Rangers is coming up. So this kind of like a promotional thing. Sea Life. And I just love Sea Life. I just love the colors, the energy that it gives you when you really pay attention to the marvels. Because we're spiritual. That the Creator have created underwater for our enjoyment. You can't help but give credit to the mastery of the creator of life, because to come up with such beauty underwater is magnificent. Too bad you gotta enjoy it to be in South America only, but at least, you know, well, they got some places like we had a field trip. And not only South America, but other places also. But South America. But anyway, we had a field trip, and we went to the aquarium, the state aquarium, and we really had the time of our life. I mean, I just got such fascination. I got so fascinated standing next to these huge, gigantic sharks in these tanks. It was just amazing, and I strongly advise anybody who wants to go and experience something really unique to go to a aquarium atmosphere for adventure, like a museum that's aqua related, that's dealing with SeaWorld. I never been to SeaWorld. Speaking of SeaWorld, we never been there. No, we never been there. I would love to go there. No, I would love to go there. I don't listen to all the rumors per se, but I would still love to go to SeaWorld because you learn so much. You may say these things underwater you don't learn a lot from, but let me tell you, you do learn from them. You do. And it will, and believe it or not, it will help you in your everyday activity. Watching underwater environments lowers blood pressure. Not only does it lower blood pressure, but it can have an effect on you. See, what you view has an effect on you. And I'll give you an example. You ever have a headache? A really bad headache? Or something, you know, something's going on, but you just don't feel right. You know, you just don't feel right. And you look at something that you always look at. It could be something like, I don't know, a certain clock or a or glass in your house, or maybe it's a tire in your backyard. And all of a sudden, when you look at it, it makes your condition worse. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, say you got a really bad headache or whatever, and you look at something that you always look at, and then all of a sudden you turn away from it and say, "Oh, I feel worse now," or "Oh, you feel worse now because you look." You ever have that happen to you? Would you believe? Now listen. Would you believe? And I'm gonna break it down to him, sweetie. I'm gonna break it down. Would you believe that you're feeling something even when you're feeling good, looking at those same things? It just comes out when you're sick. Would you believe? It's like all of a sudden this smell or this sight is irritating to you. That's not how life is. That's not how your human body is. You're sensitive, so you see it more. But it's always there. You always feel, even when you're feeling great and you look at it, it's still irritating you, but you don't feel it. You only feel it when you're weak. That's when you're sick. Now, what does that tell you? That tells you that what we see has an effect on us, guys. Whether good or bad, it has an effect on us. So we will want to surround ourselves with positivity at all times. It only makes sense. And that's what I try to do with me and my people around here, because we are a group, and that's what I do. And when you look at the sea life that you're looking at, would you agree? You see? It's affecting you right now, and you don't even realize it. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a very, very, very good thing. So that's why I'm so fascinated with it. And to go into Aqua Rangers on Rashid Cyber to baby clap, go into it. It's exciting for us because we get to be around the sea life, and even though we're going through adventures, it's just being in there. And that's why what makes space movies like Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica, so forth, these space movies, that's what make them so fascinating also, because see, in space it's peaceful and you can focus on the stories better than if it was a story about a drug dealer and shit who's selling drugs and fucking shit all around from Cuba, came to America, whatever, selling drugs, and you watching a movie. There's a lot of static in it. But when you take shit up in space, you get to focus on the adventure more clearer than if it was on the ground, the planet, or the earth. You get to, because space is empty, it's peaceful. So the characters in a movie stand out more. The way they are, they stand out more. Their personalities stand out more. The way they look, it stands out more, because you're isolated in an environment where you're looking at these people in space, in these space movies, and they look really good to you. And you can relate to them better. You see? So I tried to do that with Aqua Rangers, or making something different. It's too much space shit. Yeah, that's what you were saying, sweetheart. There's too much space shit going on. So I tried to make something different. You know, not another space fucking shit. So I tried to, so we did underwater thing, and that's where we at. That's where we at. And I'm very proud and pleased to bring it to RVT and Rashid Cyber too. And I figured I'll take the time out to look at these beautiful pictures here of underwater life. And it's just good for not only promoting Aqua Rangers, but it's good for us just to look at, don't you think? When the last time you looked at anything like that? Now, I don't know about Jacques Cousteau and all that. So you can name them on your hand, anybody who really deals with water life. You can name on your hand next to the gorgeous fisherman at the supermarket on fish stick boxes and shit. Because I don't know why people don't really take to underwater activities, really. Unless it's like Jaws or some kind of shit like that. But what is she barking for? What is she barking for? The fuck? So, you know. And it's just fascinating to me, guys. It is. It's a fascinating hobby to get into. I got it. Speaking of hobbies, I came across some guy on social media. He's on YouTube. I started to talk about him, but when he died, he's a homosexual, and this old guy, you would never think he was gay. You would never think he was gay. He had to say it for everybody to know he was gay. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God. This guy, he recreated the Roaring 30s by building little miniature neighborhoods and cars. And I'm telling you, man, it looks exactly like real life, the real setting. The apartment flats, the cars, the dens that they went in and drank ale. It looks exactly like that. And it's just amazing that he did this just because he just liked to do it. And he's a reclusive like me. We're reclusives. Rashid is reclusive. I'm a reclusive. Most talented people are reclusives. Most of us. It's the great Orson Welles who said that any artist who's not alone or doesn't embrace being alone isn't an artist. And that came from Orson Welles. And I believe him. You say, who the fuck is Orson Welles? Orson Welles is great to me. He's great to us. I mean, he's a mastermind, And Alfred Hitchcock and all of the Orson Welles. And don't forget Valdemar, and all of Rashid's fans. Rashid's, not fans, but my icons I look up to. He says a true artist, if he's not alone and doesn't know what lonely is and doesn't embrace being alone, then he's not an artist, dude. Artists are naturally lonely people. That's why I formed my cult, because I want to handle this shit. but you get any not any secrecies. You get what the fuck I'm saying. The underwater world is a lonely field. Not everybody take to it. Some people get seasick if they look at pictures too much of things underwater. Some people are okay with it. It's very fascinating. The only bad part is we can't breathe underwater. That's the only bad part. But it's a very fascinating field. You must admit, it's a very fascinating field to get into, to really experience underwater life. I had aquariums of fish my whole life, and I really plan to do a lot of underwater activities later on. But not right now because I'm on the road. Not right now, I'm on the road. There was a time that we went to a picnic. Now, I know I'm talking about, baby. Y'all heard this story millions of times. We went on a picnic, and I didn't get lost, but Rashid I usually wanders away and shit when we go out. I don't like to stay with the family and shit. I'm a loner, and so I wanders away. I came across this river, and I thought these were tadpoles. And I had a jar. I found a jar. I had a jar, and I put these little tadpoles in a jar. And I said, I found tadpoles. I thought they were tadpoles. They were the cutest fucking things I ever seen in my life. They were so fucking cute, man. They were so fucking cute. They had the big eyes, and what they kept doing is swimming down to the bottom, then swimming up to the top. Swimming down to the bottom of the jar and swimming up to the top. And I'm telling you, they look exactly like tadpoles. Exactly. I got them in a bottle. I took them home. I took them to my mom at the picnic, I said, look what I got, tadpoles. But she always with them fucking, because I'm an archaeologist in my own right. I am. So I said, you don't understand, Mom. She's like, I do understand. You always come back with this shit. Come on, man. Don't put that fucking thing in my face. So I took the tadpoles home. And all them motherfuckers around me couldn't tell me. They thought they were tadpoles too. Stupid son of bitches. And they was mosquitoes and shit. So I go until the next fucking morning. I go check on them. And I see the whole fucking top of the jar. It's like 4 fucking mosquitoes flying around. And I'm like, what the hell is this shit? Why they get in the jar? And my dumb ass still put together that they not tadpoles, they mosquitoes. So I'm sitting up there half a day looking, how did these mosquitoes get in? Mom, how did mosquitoes get in my jar? I don't know. Brothers, any fucking body. How the mosquitoes, we don't know how they got in your jar. Then I kind of found out, I forgot where, I have no idea. I found out they was mosquitoes. They not tadpoles, they mosquitoes. They just look like tadpoles. And shit, that's what. So I took it and threw it down and fucking. I was almost like Judas Iscariot when he betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver and he ran away when he fell up. Realized what I was. I felt like a dick. I felt like a horse's dick. Taking it, you know when horses drive carriages down the street with a family, a bunch of white people, and his dick be hanging down. Something. I felt like that. I feel like that. Exactly, I feel like a dick like that. A little idiot. Cause I'm fucking thinking they tadpoles and shit, and they mosquitoes and Damn it! Oh God, why do I talk about this shit on the air? I don't know. People think I'm more crazy and crazy and crazier. Why didn't even bother coming on the air? What the fuck? Messing up my show. Shit. I feel so terrible now. I feel like a damn horse's dick and taking a white family sightseeing. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I know, sweet. I should have never told that story. Now I think my penis getting hard. Now, this stupid shit. That's some dumb shit. Why the hell? Oh, God. I thought they were tadpoles, okay? They look like tadpoles to fucking me. They did. They really look like tadpoles. If you look up mosquitoes and go look at a video of them as babies before they become mosquitoes, you tell me they don't look like tadpoles. They attached to the water. They got a thing attached to the water. Then they just look so cute. Them fuckers mosquito blood sucking motherfuckers. Oh God. I learned my lesson though. I now know what they are, and I never got a jar, and I never went back to the river, and I never ever mistake a tadpole for a baby mosquito. And all them adults I was around, they was just as dumb as. Oh God, I was raised around idiots. Now I'm branching off to another conversation now, but I'm not trying not to do it because Sea Life is on the screen, so I'm gonna try not to do it. But I'm telling you, I was raised around a bunch of morons, just a bunch of idiots. Jeffro, Beverly Hill, Billy. Sickening ass. Bunch of morons. As an adult, you should know something about. You don't know nothing about animal life, agriculture. You don't know nothing. I gotta learn everything. That's why I'm so stupid now. That's why we so stupid now. Don't know. You couldn't tell me they were mosquitoes. How tadpoles gonna be that small? I'm a child. That was just stupid. That was like those crabs on the beaches that got one giant claw. For what? Do anybody know why some crabs on the beach got one giant claw and the other one is normal? Why? I bet you know adults know. No, they don't know. They don't know. They know how to bounce a ball. They know how to win that Super Bowl and jump around like monkeys and all that. They know that. God. Messing up my show. Anyway, this is that's what this is. This is a promotion for Aqua Rangers, getting us in the mood of underwater life. But sometimes, guys, your past come back and haunt you when you're doing something positive, you know. And in this case like this, is dealing with mosquito, knowing the difference between a baby mosquito and a goddamn tadpole frog, a tadpole turn into a frog. I'm thinking I'm gonna have frogs. I'm thinking I'm gonna have a lot of frogs. I'm in bed sleeping, thinking I'm having a lot of frogs, and I wake up, there's mosquitoes in the fucking air. You see what I mean? I'm breeding frogs food. They eat mosquitoes. They tongue come out their mouth and they eat mosquitoes and shit. And here I am breeding frog food. I don't appreciate that, and that's what happened to me. And that's why I'm stupid today. And y'all gotta please forgive my ignorance. Please forgive my ignorance. That's what kind of show this is. We're going to be talking. Let's get deep into stuff. And speaking of this show, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to this show. I might have another one very soon. Check out my Google Plus page. Alright? And let me get out of here because I got to get back in the animation studio and finish this artwork for us. And thanks again for spending some time. I will have one of these very, very soon. Sooner than you think, okay? And thank you guys. Have a nice evening. Don't get too cold outside because it is winter time. And we had a lot of fun and let's do it again. Okay? Y'all take care of yourself. Bye. This has been an RVT Rashid's Video Tube social media television production. Can somebody give these girls some socks? Good girl. This program was brought to you by Rashid's Cyber Rock Films in conjunction with YouTube and Google Plus and social media plug out. It's all about change, real change. Peace. Up next on RVT, Rashid's Video Tube, it's the Rashid and Jan Show. Following that is Rashid's Cyber Tube. Having a keen eye for Rashid entertainment isn't hard to do, especially when you're here on RVT, where it's Rashid all the time. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Video Tube. Oh, what an atmosphere. You're watching RVT, an international broadcasting station. You're watching RVT, Rashid's Teletube Worldwide. Where is Rashid all the time? You're watching Rashid's RVT. Here we are at the end of the tour, mate. Hope you had a thrilling adventure. Now, as we catch our breath a bit, let's take a look over yonder and marvel at the splendor of nature. Yes, so peaceful and quiet, and we see nothing but beauty and a crying alligator. Well, what's wrong? Straight away from the pack, I presume, eh? No, I need something. I need something. Something? Like what? Something. Hot, spicy, tarty, delicious, something. Wait, slow it up a bit, mate. Come again? Share if you will. Okay. Look, I have this hot dog with mustard that was given to me by some kind people, and this time they didn't put something. That's something. Well, what? Something hot, spicy, something. Oh, you mean sauerkraut? Yeah, that's it. Delicious tart. Indeed, mate. Mixed with cheese on a juicy wiener, it makes the more. Yes, keep going. A satisfying side dish for any dish, I presume. One bite and can't stand it. Slap it on. Now wait a minute, son. You just don't slap on sauerkraut like Wicker. Now you have to respect the hot dog, son. You have to respect the music in all its deliciousness. With only 2 grams of fat, 241 milligrams of potassium, 4.1 gram of dietary fiber, 34% of vitamin C, vitamin B6, 10 with mustard is absolute, mate. Wait, I have a little more bag here. Overseas, thank you. Overseas, thank you. Overseas, thank you so good. So much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, you're welcome, mate. And you guys know what to do to get your hands on this delicious, amazing sour treat. Grocers will add it to your wiener when you're out. Or go online at www.sauerkraut.com. That's www.sauerkraut.com. See you on the next store, mate. Oh, what a marvelous world it is today. You're watching Rashid's World on RVT, Rashid's Video Tube. You sure are, folks! Up next on RVT, Rashid's Video Tube, it's the Rashid and Jan Show. Following that is Rashid Cyber Tube. Having a keen eye for Rashid Entertainment isn't hard to do, especially when you're here on RVT, where it's Rashid all the time.